My name is Ellie Winslow. I'm an author. I'm a consultant. I'm a farmer, and I'm a marketer. I'm delighted to be here. I came here to school in 1978, 79, and 80, and I have not been back. So I'm back in Missoula. This is great. I also lived in Big Fork for a number of years as well, so I feel like I've come home. I have some books that I brought with me. I want to tell you that although I'm going to hit some highlights on marketing today, we're going to kind of start with basics and hopefully give you some tools that will make your life easier, that will make your marketing a little bit easier for you and also more effective. I have a firm belief in guarantees, and I want to tell you that any of you that decide to buy any of my books, if they don't meet your needs, if they aren't what you wanted, I buy them back. So that's my little marketing spiel out of the way. All right. How many of you in this group are really satisfied with your marketing efforts? Come on, somebody. You know, I talk to a lot of groups, and I have yet to talk to a group where anybody raised their hand. What does that tell me? Tells me that this is an area where we really need tools that work. And so that's what we're going to do today. There's a trick to marketing that people who go through 4 years of college and get a degree in marketing know and they use. But most people who live on a farm, have a homestead, live in rural America, don't get those tools, and so it's obscure. It's not difficult, but we don't know that. So I'm going to tell you today what's the magic trick for making your marketing more effective. What I found is that most people hate it. And most of the people who hate marketing hate it because they don't know what to do. They simply don't know what to do. And so we're going to make a start on telling you what to do to make it more effective. The people that you're trying to reach, your customers, are very sophisticated. You walk down an aisle in a grocery store or in a department store, you are bombarded with marketing of one sort or another. They've read magazine ads, they've read newspaper ads, they've seen television ads, and they're pretty marketed out. So in order to reach them, you have to be smarter than the average whatever. If you think of your customer out there, let me show you. This is a visual.
We've seen that a lot. Tell me about it, you all. I'll listen. Go ahead.
So those people are out there saying, what's in it for me? And your job, the secret to better marketing, is to tell them what's in it for them. Okay. I'm going to start by telling you, and by the way, if you have any questions during this anywhere, just raise your hand. We'll address questions as we go along. I'm going to give you two things that marketing is not. Can you see that? It's not about you, and it's not about your product, at least not at first. Most of us start out when we're talking to people, or when we're writing things, or when we have a website. We tell them all about ourselves. And that customer, he wants to know what's in it for him. So, the secret is this. It's about your customer. So this is a shift in the way we think, and it's very human to think about ourselves. And we get this website up and we tell them all about how we got into EMUs and how wonderful they are and all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you a story. I have a friend named Heidi. Heidi makes soaps and lotions and neat stuff. And she designed a website recently, hired a web designer, and because I'm her friend and her marketing person, she's asking me questions about her website. Whoops. And at some point she was saying something and I said, Heidi, remember, your website is not about you, it's about your customer. Oh no, this is very personal. I'm spending a lot of money. It is about me. And she went on to tell me for about 10 minutes why her website was about her, and that it was this personal sort of whatever about her soap and her products. What Heidi was doing was blogging. That's not terrible marketing, it's just not the most effective kind of marketing. So when you make the shift that it's really not about you, it's about your customer, then you have a step in the right direction to reaching that customer. Humans have a need to not think hard. We have all kinds of shortcuts, mental shortcuts that we like to take. How many of you have ever heard somebody say, well, I'm doing this because my doctor said so? If an expert tells us something, we don't have to think about it too hard. We just do it, or we just believe it, or we just buy into it. One of those things. That's a mental shortcut. And what I'm telling you today is a marketing shortcut. We're going to give your customer some information so he doesn't have to think about it too hard. I'm the classic example, a potential customer for EMU oil because I have advanced arthritis. I've got 2 new knees that I'm still breaking in, and I have a new hip, and I'm looking for ways to stay out of the hospital, okay? So if you tell me that EMU oil has linolenic acid, is that the one? That it is a pain reliever, I can think about that and say, yeah, okay, all right, maybe this is something I want, and I've thought about it. But if you tell me, Ellie, it's going to make your hip feel better, whoa, I don't have to think about it. I've just skipped all that mental gymnastics stuff that I don't want to do anyway, and you have given me what's in it for me. So, what we're talking about here is the difference between facts about your product and the benefit I get from it. Marketing gurus call the facts the features. I think that's a poor word because it's harder to get. But a fact about your product, and it could be an animal, could be a value-added product, it could be a craft you make, it could be a service you provide, whatever your product is. The facts about it are things that are tangible. You can touch them, look at them, describe them, those sorts of things. The benefits are things that make me feel better or make my life better in some way, and they are intangibles. They are about feelings. So when we get it, when we get out of talking about ourselves and our products, and we talk about how my product or how doing business with me is going to make my life better, your life better as my customer, then you're taking advantage of something that is going to be more effective in your marketing. If you don't do that, is it effective? Well, sometimes. And yeah, sure, some of that marketing works. But do you want to be a little bit more effective? Then start thinking in terms of what your product does to make life better for your customer, because that's going to really speak to them. That's going to really bypass all that hard thinking and talk to their heart, their spirit, their intangibles. Okay, I need a helper that will pass things out. I brought these from home, and I don't have very many, so if you would share. And all it is I pulled these off of some internet lists. They're just examples of poorly written ads. And when I say poorly written, I don't mean to be critical of people who wrote these ads, but as you will see, they're talking about themselves or their animals or their products, and they're missing the customer entirely. And so they're just examples. I had somebody say, well, you picked those out, and you cherry-picked the bad ones. No, no, no. I went right down the list and listed every ad from several different lists. And so you can see that everybody, virtually everybody in the livestock world is missing this boat. Well, what does that tell me? It tells me that if I start talking to my customers about what it does to make their life better, my ad, my marketing is going to be head and shoulders above my competition. Okay. Sorry, let me get pages turned. All right. I'm going to put this down here in a second, but what I want to do now is get examples of things you market, things that you have for sale. So just raise your hand and we'll make a list. Including but not limited to EMUs and EMU products. So let me start with, how many of you sell chicks? Many. How many of you sell meat? How many of you sell eggs? Oil? Cool. How about leather? All right, let's do some other products, other things that you sell. Here's my experience. People who live beyond the sidewalks, which is my website, by the way, beyondthesidewalk.com. People who live beyond the sidewalks tend to be very creative and very entrepreneurial. And I've rarely found anybody who lives out in the country who doesn't have something for sale besides their animals and their animal products. Crafts, services, books, bones, oh, okay. I can't write down there. Toys. Okay, anything else? Lotions. See, I need more pages here. Lotions, what?
Lip balm, hand product.
Okay, now.
Okay, now that sounded really strange. Syrup. How do you make maple syrup?
Okay, I want to backtrack for a minute now. We've got all these products that people in this room make, and I've seen, you would not believe the number of extraordinary things that people make when they live beyond the sidewalk. So we're going to backtrack a minute now. How do you get to the point of selling people on what they get from our product? Backtrack. The first thing you have to do is be an expert on your product. Okay. Where is my... Well, I don't seem to have it. An outline for this part of the talk. Okay.
There's some underneath the purple ones.
They're white, but the same thing.
Did you leave it on the speaker page?
No, I don't think Clover got it. Okay. Principles of good marketing. Number 1 is know your customer. And number 2 is know your product. So I started with number 2. It doesn't matter. 1 and 2 are interchangeable. I once knew a guy who was selling a lamb to a Middle Eastern fellow who was going to eat it for Ramadan. And the guy was talking about the pedigree and the bloodlines behind this lamb. The man didn't care. He didn't know his customer, or he just didn't pay attention. So know your customer. Know what's important to him or her. Where does she get her news? What does she drive? What's her family like? What's her politics like? What's important to this person? Goats are kind of my thing. I've had goats 100 years, at least 100 years. I had a lady that wanted a goat I had for sale because it gave a lot of milk. But when I really got to know this lady, and by the way, how you get to know your customer if you're in person is you ask open-ended questions. You don't say, do you want lots of milk? That's a yes or no question. That doesn't give you enough information. Tell me why you want this goat. Or tell me why you want this chick. Okay? Open-ended questions give you information. People love to talk about themselves. We like to talk about it ourselves. That's what we do in our marketing. It's not all that effective, is it? So when I got to talking to her, I found out that it wasn't so much that the goat gave lots of milk, which she did, or that she looked good and was a potential show winner. What really mattered to this lady was she wanted to feel like a better parent by providing better nutrition for her children, okay? That's where her heart needed to be addressed. You will feel like a better parent when you provide rich, creamy, wholesome goat milk for this family of yours. Knowing your customer. The more you can know about them, the better off you are in your marketing. And also, whether you're talking to them in person or whether you're writing to them, and we're going to talk about copywriting. When you're writing to somebody, at least imagine the person that you're trying to reach, okay? Invent a customer and the things that are important to them so that you can target the things that are important to that person. If you're an expert in your product, that will come through. You need to be able to answer any question that anybody can throw at you about its history, its conformation, the terminology, the care and feeding, the medicine, the medical, the research behind the oil, et cetera, et cetera. You need to be an expert on your product. And the last thing is to tell them the benefits. Okay, now what I want to do here, let's see. I want to take 1 or 2 of these and then, here. Joy, would you hand these out? Okay, thanks. No, it's stuff I brought from home that I had. All right. Now, we're going to pass these out now, and we're going to get to them in a minute. And the first thing we're going to do with some of these products is we're going to write down facts about the product. Features. These are the things that are tangible, things that you can touch. And then we're going to work as a group, in groups, to come up with benefits. I want to give you some examples. Here's another handout. Some of this is just by way of giving you examples. These are not necessarily from the world of farming, but they're very illustrative. The benefits of a pencil. And you can just have these for reference, and I'll cover a couple of them. An eraser on one end is a fact about a pencil. Okay? What's the benefit of an eraser?
Mistakes.
Your mistakes won't show. That's the benefit. That's what gets to me. That's what I need an eraser for, so my mistakes are not out there for the whole world to see. Okay? It's a 1/4 inch in diameter. What does that do for me? Well, it makes it easy to hold. That's how it makes my life better. Okay? This thing about the pencil came out of a book on copywriting, and I've adapted it so it's not totally plagiarism. But it's to show you the difference between a fact and a benefit. A benefit is intangible. A fact is tangible. All right. Thanks. I'm going to give you a couple more examples. A news magazine, Time or Newsweek, full of news articles. Okay, that's the fact about it. What's the benefit? Anybody got a suggestion? A news magazine with articles. Say it louder.
It keeps you informed.
Keeps you informed. It's a source of information. Let's take it, how does that make my life better? Let's take it another step.
Well, if you're reading the AEA newsletter, you know what's going on in the industry, and that can affect your pocketbook.
And you know what? One of the best benefits for people is, number one, to make them feel better, and number two, to make them more money. So never neglect those two benefits. If you can make those fit, okay? So if you read the newsletter, the AEA newsletter, you are going to be better prepared to make a living from EMUs, okay? If you read Newsweek, it'll make you more interesting as a conversationalist. That's how it makes your life better. I mean, that's one of the benefits. And there could be many, okay? Total cereal. A fact about it is it's low calorie. How does that make my life better? It's healthier. Health is always a good benefit.
You know, there was a recent study
Skinny.
that just came out, it hadn't even been 6 months old, showing that teenage girls that ate cereal for breakfast, as opposed to skipping breakfast completely, actually lost weight and were living more slim.
Okay, so,
Just thought I'd throw that out.
hey, I'm going to start eating cereal for breakfast. Total cereal, low calorie, that's the fact.
Has vitamins and minerals.
So it's healthier. I'm going to get into those jeans I can't fit in right now. That's how it makes my life better. And boy, pick the thing that makes their life really better. Okay? Okay. How about 4-wheel drive? Fact? 4-wheel drive.
All your wheels grip.
All your wheels. How does it make my life better?
Go anywhere.
You can go anywhere. It's going to provide safety.
Except on ice.
Except on ice?
Except on ice.
Well, it'll help on ice. No? No? Yeah. Keep your foot off the brake. Okay. I learned to drive in snow in Big Fork, Montana. And the first thing I learned was do not use the brake. All right. I'm going to read you 2 ads. This may actually have some bearing for, how many of you do a suntan lotion? Aha. All right, this is an invented suntan lotion. Notice the difference in the first ad and the second ad. Sunblast suntan lotion contains all natural ingredients, sesame oil, buckthorn oil, watermelon extract, and aloe vera gel, all designed to protect your skin from the harsh rays of the sun and produce a deep tan. Here's the second ad. Make heads turn all summer long with Sunblast suntan lotion. Why do I want to use a suntan lotion? Because I want to turn heads. I want to attract the opposite sex. I want to be nice and brown so that people will, okay? So the second ad addresses the benefit to me. You see the difference? First one talks about the suntan lotion, which is all legitimate stuff, and we're not ignoring the stuff about your product. It just doesn't come first. The first thing is the benefit, how it makes your customer's life better. If you're selling chicks, now we'll go over some of these in the workshop. If you're selling chicks, why should I buy a chick from you instead of somebody 200 miles in the other direction, but you're 200 miles in one direction, so big deal. Why should I buy chicks from you? Because you're going to mentor me, okay? Or you can guarantee the health of whatever the benefit is of why your customer should do business with you because of why it's going to make their life better, why they're going to feel better, why things will go well for them by doing business with you. Okay, now, you've got that. You've got this. We're going to talk about, we're going to break up into groups. 3 in a group is pretty good. Why don't you 2 turn around and work with him, and you 3 work together. You guys turn around and work with one of the gals behind you. Let's get in groups of 3, maybe 4, whatever you can do. And I want you to pick something off of here. Not everybody pick the same thing. Pick something that's a little bit different. Somebody do soap. Somebody do toys. Somebody can do oil, because we haven't really talked about the oil all that much. And what I want you to do is get in groups and together work on 3 or 4 things that are facts or features about your product or your service. And then on this side, come up with the benefit. What's the intangible thing that that fact does? Now, when we're marketing, what are we going to do? We're going to say, you're going to feel better because of the linolenic acid in the, okay? So the fact comes after the feature. All right, I want to see some groups, heads together. Let's hear from some of our groups and see what we've come up with. Okay, and I would like, how are we doing? Are we about done?
Okay.
I'd like somebody in each group, first of all, to say what was the product or service or craft that you picked. Let's start over here in this corner. What was your item?
Well, we just picked eggs in general and then kind of worked
Okay, tell the group. Wait. Talk louder.
The features of the eggs, of course, everybody knows that they're these big, beautiful green eggs. Benefit, if we were going to be selling these to crafters, we could say that they will be drawing everybody's attention, which they do. They're a large size, so you can use them for very many different projects. I've seen beautiful opera purses made out of beaded eggs with satin linings. You can use your Dremel tool to make filigree work that just makes your eyes jump out. You think, how in the world they keep that together?
So the benefit to people is attention getting for their craft, which translates to, take it another step,
More sales.
more sales, more money.
Not only for the egg crafter, but for the person providing the egg.
Thank you.
And then we also went into the food a little bit.
Okay, great. Let's go to this group.
We decided to talk about the feathers and the features we came up with, that they are double plumed. They do not create static electricity. They're pretty, very decorative, and they're durable. Those were the features.
Okay, and what is it? Take durability one step further.
Being durable, they can be used for cat toys, on clothing. They wear very well.
Okay, this group, what was your...
I was working with Floyd and Mary, who are not members of the association, who have about 5 minutes worth of EMU education from a previous experience and are here to determine whether or not they are going to be EMU ranchers of the future. So
Very
I'm
good.
proud to have them, and I was very nice to visit with these folks. And so, because they know nothing about EMUs, I started with the oil, and we talked about, from oil, we went to EMU oil capsules.
Okay, and what is a feature, a fact about EMU oil capsules?
Well, we just started with the product, and because we had so short a time, we went immediately to a quick benefit that might benefit these folks, because Mary has had a serious injury and a disability and a recent surgery. So we talked quickly because it was all about them and not about the product.
So you were actually doing some marketing.
I was doing a little marketing here.
And the benefit to Mary is?
The benefit is, first of all, we talked about it, the fact that it does lower your blood cholesterol.
Okay.
Taking EMU oil, which they did not know. And of course, being brand new in this, they were amazed that that could happen. And additionally, I talked about skin cell or cell normalization. In Mary's case, she needs both skin and cell regeneration and added production for healing. And we talked about EMU oil benefiting that.
Okay.
On the other side of the coin, we talked about EMU oil then being a skin normalizer in a case where you have overproduction of skin cells, in eczema, for example, that it will bring it back to skin normalization. They were amazed, and it was fun to talk with them.
Okay, and let's, now, see, all of you are doing this a little bit. Let's take that one step further to Mary. She's going to either feel better or look better, right?
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So all the things that you talked about, the normalization, remember, now, those are still kind of factual things. And what does it get Mary? It gets Mary feeling better and looking better.
That's right.
Softer skin, better skin.
Better healing,
Better
faster healing is what we talked about. Yeah, we
Okay,
talked
great.
about
Let's
that.
pass that on to the next group.
Hello, we cheated, we have 4 people, so we have a big list. We talked about leather, we decided leather was a good option, and none of us really market the leather, so this was a real brain, we had to use our brain here. We decided that a feature of leather, EMU leather, is its durability, and the benefit would be the long-lasting product that a person would purchase, be it a shoe or whatever. They know that they're going to get their money's worth out of it.
Very good.
And it wears well. It's extremely, another feature is it's extremely attractive. The benefit, it attracts the attention It attracts attention. It's it gives a person status, if you wish, makes one look wealthy.
Very good. And those are real benefits that people may not necessarily verbalize to you, but if you follow what they're saying to you, you'll understand they want to feel more luxurious, wealthier. They want to attract attention with exotic products, or in this case, the leather, because it's going to be very attractive. You're absolutely right.
It's eye-catchy.
Okay.
Another feature is that it's versatile because it is a leather that is very supple. And we have two different types of leather. We've got the leg leather and the body leather. Many, many things can be done with it. It has, you can make numerous products, jackets, boots, decorative items. If you were artistic, you could even make a picture frame using it. You could use it for keychains, gloves, hats, even doll shoes, because if it's thinness, it's something the lady can work with easily, and there's many, many doll crafters out there.
And easy is something almost everybody wants in their life. So if you can address that benefit to people about something that you're selling, that's a very good benefit. Okay, let's pass that on to the next group, if you would, please. We're going to have to hurry up or I'm going to run out of time.
What we have here is a list of features and benefits opposite each feature. One of the features of soap we picked.
Of what?
Soap is our product.
Okay, great.
It smells good, and I notice people always smell the bars as they pick it up. It's mostly women, they want to see what it smells like. And a benefit, it makes you smell really good.
Perfect. So it's about how you present yourself to the world.
Right. Another feature, it's long lasting because it's a hard bar. Okay, you get a lot of soap for your value.
Value. Okay?
It's all natural is a feature. It means it's healthier for you than a commercial synthetic product.
Very good.
EMU oil in it, ingredient. It leaves you really soft and moist.
Cool.
Herbs that are in it makes you feel really good.
Okay, let's pass the mic on now. So we still have 4 groups, I think. 3, 4. What was your product?
Well, we also picked the oil,
Okay,
mostly the topical use of the oil.
okay,
The first feature is penetrating, and the benefit is moisturizing.
okay.
Another feature is omega-3, 6, and 9, and the benefit is pain relief. It can help you feel better.
Feeling better. It's all about feeling better.
It's all about you. And the last one is non-comedogenic. It won't clog your pores and make you look even prettier.
Very good. Perfect.
We did eggs back here.
Okay.
Some of the features, they're pretty, multiple colors, size, layers of color. Looks kind of like an avocado. Benefits. Usually the customer wants something very unique, one of a kind. They want personalization on their eggs. They want something that's big enough that can hold their valuable jewelry. The egg artist, they're going to be looking for depth of color, cleanliness. How well do you pack your eggs? That's the things they're concerned about. Are the eggs going to arrive safe to their destination?
Okay.
Also free, like if you have an egg site, you could have free egg lessons, free patterns, information for the egg artist. Also, eating eggs, they're healthy to eat. One egg will feed many people. And the one thing that just blew me away back here, eggshell as a male supplement is apparently an enormous benefit.
Wonderful. Okay. Okay. Huh?
You're the man. You're the man. You're the man, Fritz.
Well, we did oil also. Should I go ahead?
Yes, please.
And we had all those things that, most of the things everybody else had, but there's other things that doesn't cause allergies. A little bit goes a long way, and makes your hair thicker, and it's fantastic for massages. You leave feeling smooth. And
Feeling, feeling, feeling. Talk to your customers or how they're going to feel better. Exactly. Thank you. One more group? Did we get all of them?
One more.
Okay.
We picked a lotion, different scents, helps dry skin, natural product. Some of the benefits are improves elasticity, deep penetrating, makes you feel good.
Makes you feel good. If you guys don't get anything else today, but talk about how it makes them feel better. The intangibles. It's not that you're not going to talk about your history. It's not that you're not going to talk about your birds or your eggs or your leather or your whatever it is you're selling, but talk about the benefits first. This is the benefit you get from this feature, from this fact about whatever. You're going to have better mentoring from me because I've been raising emus for 24 years. You see? It's not that we're ignoring the facts and features. We're putting them second. We're putting the benefits first. Okay. Yes. I took it off. Thank you. Okay, I passed out a purple thing. That is a cheat sheet for you at home. That gives you some of the feel better things that you can address. It's not all of them by any means, but it's a few that will help you get started when you get stuck, okay? Now, I'm going to real quick, I'm trying to cram a lot into an hour and 15 minutes. This is usually a 2-hour presentation. These handouts are places to market. So, okay, now you know a little bit more about reaching your customer. Where do I talk to my customer? This, can I have one of those? I need to go through these. Okay, and I'm not going to talk about this much. And if you're buying my book, this handout is expanded into a whole chapter with a lot more information, and it's not complete. But I've kind of lumped things into some general areas: signs, handouts, presentations, retail space, websites, ads, indirect marketing ideas, events, and the last one is word of mouth. And by the way, at the end of that is my website, if anybody wants it. Okay, not a complete list, but a place, it's some places to get you started, all right?
Is that marketing?
Pardon me?
Is that marketing to always give us your website?
Of course. And, okay, another handout. These are just FYI. Because the next thing we're going to go into is a marketing plan. Whoops, that's all right. How many of you have a website? And if I went to look at your websites, because I've looked at thousands, I would guess that probably 80% of you start with information about yourself. And I want you now to remember number one on this list, which is, remember, it's not about you. It's about your customer. Your home page needs to talk to your customer about why they're going to do business with you and feel better, do better, make more money, be more comfortable, whatever it is about your website and your business, okay? The rest of these are just, and they're not really, oh, I did change that. I had website mistakes. These are not necessarily mistakes. These are just ideas to make it a little more effective. And that's all I'm going to say about websites. Once again, for those of you who are buying the book, there's a lot more in there. All right, No, shouldn't be congested. That's on there. Lots of white space. Now, you've got some ideas on how to market more effectively. You need a marketing plan. And I am, here, let's do this. Thank you. See, I'm keeping him busy. This is the first page of a marketing plan that I use all the time, and it's really the cheat sheet. I'm big on cheat sheets. This gives you some categories that you need to have marketing projects in each of these categories. And why? Well, it's because marketing needs to be well-rounded. I think there are 6 on there. Internal events are things that happen at your farm or your place of business. External events are things that happen out there, a show where you're delivering product. No. See, R&D? Going to a convention is R&D, or if you go to the library to do research, or you go online to find what's the most recent research about oil or meat or something, that's R&D. And every business needs some, and it is part of your marketing. What was the third one? Media. That's probably where most of your marketing will happen. Ads, brochures, flyers, business cards, signs, anything that's out there. I include phone calls and thank you notes in that category. And the last 2, service and outreach, are things that are not overtly marketing, but how you give back to the community, and they do have an impact on how you are perceived in your community. And the last one, I don't like the name hospitality, but that's how it came to me, and I can't think of a better word for it. The people that help you produce, how are you going to say thank you to them? Find out what makes sense to that person, those people, if they're volunteers, if they're hired staff, if they're family members. Be sure that something in the hospitality category is included in your marketing plan. Now, how do you use this? Line items. What's in a line item? First thing is the item, whether it's an ad or an event. The second thing is who's in charge. The third thing is deadline. And the fourth thing is contact information if you need it. And the last item in a line is notes, or what has to be done by that deadline. For some things, a line item is plenty. And this is why the book has a bunch of line items. I mean, it's all laid out, and it's just a template. But you can do this on your own. You don't need me to draw lines for you. If it's a big project and you have lots to do, you may have a whole folder. The line won't do it. Suppose EMUs have shows, right? No shows. All right, suppose you're going to do a farmer's market. In order to do the farmer's market effectively, one of the projects, you're going to have a sign, or a new sign. You're going to have a table display. You're going to have price tags. You're going to have refrigeration. All of these things may go into a folder, but this pink sheet goes on the wall for you to line out the things in each of these categories. Do it easy, but get organized. If your business is small and you don't care to make it larger, you may have one thing from each of these categories per month or per 6 months. But some of you will find that you'll need 3 things from the first category per week. Maybe 2 things from the second category per month. Maybe under media you'll have 6 things in any given period of time. You decide those things. Nobody's standing over you and saying, well, you have to do so many and so many. This marketing plan has been adapted, but it came from an assisted living facility in Oregon, and their marketing was just phenomenal. And I borrowed it and have adapted it to farmers and livestock people because this is the well-rounded marketing plan. Don't make a big deal out of it. This doesn't have to be something that goes to the English teacher for approval. This is just something to help you keep track of what you want to plan ahead so that your deadlines don't get lost, so that whoever's in charge remembers that they're in charge. Okay. Marketing plans are important. I want to jump ahead now to another subject. We're building on benefits. We're not going to forget. That's the principle. That's the basic idea behind marketing. So now we're going to build on that, and we're going to talk about the salesman at the keyboard. Copy is anything that you write that has to do with marketing. Keyboard, typewriter, pencil and paper, it doesn't matter. How many of you think your language skills are at least average or above? It doesn't really matter if your language skills are superior or just basic. You can improve your marketing. Okay, there are some rules that anybody can follow that work. Okay, you can get creative about these, but these work. And so don't forget them. 3 things. And on the handout, do they have A, B, and C? No. Well, it's A, B, and C, or 1, 2, and 3. Doesn't matter. The first one is we want to get their attention. By the way, this also works in in-person presentations as well. The first thing you need to do is get their attention, and that's the headline. The second thing is writing to inform, and that's the body of whatever it is you're writing. And the last thing is asking for the sale. And if you do the first 2 and forget the last, you've missed it. That's kind of like, okay, that's the icing on the cake. We ask for the sale. A call to action. Get a drink of water. There are 8 kinds of headlines that work. Direct, indirect, news, how-tos, questions, commands, reasons to whatever, and the last one is testimonials. By the way, when people say nice things about your products, write it down, or if they're emailing it to you, save it. Use testimonials in your marketing. It really eases people's minds when they hear that other people liked what they got from you. Also guarantees. You know, there's a lot of stuff in the book that I can't cover today. I'd love to just really in depth, but testimonials helps, so hang on to that sort of thing. Now, sorry, I'm behind on the paperwork. Okay, I'm going to read you some headlines that I came up with for EMU meet. By the way, it was interesting to me that nobody came up with meat in our little work session. That was interesting. But anyway, I'm going to give you some samples of these, and then if we have time, and I think we will, I want those same groups to get together and come up with one headline, I don't care what category. One headline from each group, and then we'll very quickly go around the groups, and everybody will read their headline. And I don't care what product you use either. Okay, so hopefully we'll get the same kind of variety we had before. All right, and that page that I handed out to you is 2 things. It's take it home and remember those and use it as a worksheet, but we'll also use it in here. Okay, a direct headline for EMU meat. And by the way, oh, I don't want to forget this, a statistic. 85% of selling happens in the headline. For sale is a boring headline, don't use it. Chicks in New Mexico. Why would I care? Boring headline. You can do better. You can address benefits. Okay. Headlines need to catch attention. You can be clever. You can be funny. You must be honest. Okay. Here's a direct headline for EMU meat. Heart-healthy EMU meat. Very direct. Also addresses benefits. Indirect. A healthier alternative to beef. News. Studies prove health benefits of EMU meat. That's not earth-shaking news, but it is news. How to. How to promote health with gourmet meals. A question. Want healthier red meat? A command. Eat your way to a healthier heart. Reasons why. 3 reasons to switch to EMU. And a testimonial. My cholesterol is lower since I've been eating EMU meat. Okay, same groups. Everybody's going to come up with one headline in any of those categories. All right? Groups, get together. Come on. Move, move. We're going to start at the front, so you guys in the back have a little more time. Just one.
We did a news, and GM prefers EMU feathers. Just the cars.
And so that is a direct, it almost goes to testimonial as well. Okay.
Floyd came up with this one. Psoriasis sufferers, EMU oil relieves the itch.
Wonderful. Okay,
He's ready to market.
Let's go up to this group now. Okay. Okay.
We live in Colorado. We have a serious problem with dry skin there. So ours is classified ad for oil, and it's dry skin with a question.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, now let's go up. Get this group in.
Well, we were shooting for the egg crafter business, so we'll probably direct to simply create extravagant crafts.
It's a command.
Command.
Perfect. Okay, and my helper, can you hand these out again while we're going around? Okay, next group.
We pick soap, and we have a direct headline, EMU oil soap promotes healthy skin.
Perfect. Excellent. You guys, you've got the concept. This is great. Keep these 8 types on your desk so that when you're writing headlines, you pick one of those and come up with, and remember, benefits, benefits, benefits. Okay.
All right, we had EMU oil, and our headline was a news headline. A local woman looks years younger with EMU oil.
Perfect.
Okay, we were really productive back here, and we came up with 2.
All right.
The first one is, ouch, sunburn, try EMU oil. The second one is EMU oil, let your skin feel the difference.
Which is direct or command, either one. Did we miss a group up here? No, okay. Go ahead.
You will not fall to bits if you go to see Fritz. EMU oil massages.
Very good. Okay. What was yours again?
Psoriasis sufferers, relieve the itch.
Okay.
We have rub away the pain with EMU arthritic rub.
Very good. All right, do we have another group? All right. Pardon me? What was yours in the back again? Say that one again.
Rub away the pain with arthritic rub.
Rub away the pain, arthritic rub. Okay. So your headline is 85% of your selling. If you don't learn anything else in this conference today, you should improve your marketing by 85% if you can write an interesting, benefits-oriented headline. Don't be boring. Okay, the body of your copywriting. I'm gonna hand this out. I'm gonna talk about it too while it's being. The thing about copywriting is the writing itself needs to be invisible. If somebody's reading your ad and saying, wow, Joy really writes well, they're missing the message. Is it? Let me see. This one already went out? Okay. All right. Sorry. Whatever. Big words, simple words. So in order to make your writing invisible, what we want to do is use simple words, not because the people you're writing to are simple or don't understand bigger words, but you want it to be a thought-free process, so simple that the message gets through and people don't have to think about it very much. Even very bright, very well-educated people appreciate simple language. The other thing about writing in the body of your information is keep your sentences short. In the book, I have an example, and I wish I'd brought the book in because I didn't write it down anyplace else. But as human beings, we tend to write in sentences that are very long and complex, and we don't have to do that. The "and" after complex could be a period and it could be a second sentences. I do this. I have to edit my writing because I write in long, complex sentences. Almost all of us do because that's the way we talk. But when you're writing, when you're copywriting, we want it to be short and punchy. Punchy is short and sharp. If it's long and rolls around, then it's not very punchy and it's harder to understand. And if somebody's reading through your ad or your handout or your brochure and they go, I got lost there, you've lost them. You have lost them. We don't want to lose our customers in our copywriting. Now, I'm going to give you an example. I gave a workshop for librarians one time, and this talks about libraries, but the example is I used big words, I used too many words, I tried to put in all the big words that I knew, and the sentences are very long and complex. See if you can even figure out what I'm saying. Libraries are a prime example of the epitome in intellectual investigation. They invite individuals to extravagant flights of fancy and exploration. They are tailor-made to entice the niche specialist and the generalist to delve into realms unexplored, as well as conducive to the entertainment of the simple and the young. Pompous, not to the point, not concise, way, way confusing. What did I really say? Libraries appeal to all kinds of people and all sorts of interests and programs. Now, going to read you one more thing, because this is a real world, see if I can find it. A lovely lady wrote me a testimonial about my goat book. She bought it. She's a school teacher. This is what she wrote. Ellie, I've been reading your book and I'm very favorably impressed with the wealth of useful information that you've gathered in a highly reader-friendly form. Your Appendix 3 is a wonderful idea. Readers so often have questions like those asked by their customers, and many of those pages can easily be used by goat clubs as the basis of valuable education programs. 60-some words. Now, on my website, I quoted her and I put her testimonial exactly as she wrote it. But if I were editing this, if I were marketing, this is how I would do it. Ellie, I've been reading your book. I'm impressed with the useful information you've gathered, very user-friendly. Your Appendix 3 is a wonderful idea. Readers often have questions like their customers do. Many of those pages are perfect for goat clubs as valuable education tools. 40 words, 1/3 gone. Was it easier to understand the second time around? And that's what being concise does for you in your marketing. It makes it easier to understand. We want our marketing to be invisible so that the message gets through. So use simple words, use, I guess there isn't a word, concision. I'd like that to be a word. Be concise. Short paragraphs, lots of white space. A long paragraph on a piece of paper is very hard to follow. Break it up into smaller ideas. Make it easy on your reader. If you make it hard for him, you will lose him. Simple words, short paragraphs. Write to people. Pretend like you're talking to someone, okay? Don't sound like a preacher or a politician. Talk to people. Make it easy to understand. Organize your selling points by what's the priority. You can't talk about everything, but you can have a priority and it should be first. Then you may have one or two minor points, but you want to organize it in a way so that it's not all over the place. Be clear and concise. I already said that. Okay. Redundant words. A free gift. All gifts are free. General principles. All principles are general. You don't need both of those words. When you take out redundant words, your message gets clearer. I make mistakes. When I first started doing these workshops, my first handout, which didn't get here and you guys didn't get, said General Principles of Marketing. Principles of marketing, because all principles are general. Specific examples. Yes, sir?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay, we're good. Specific examples, well, examples are specific. You don't need both those words. A wide variety of different scents. I've seen people use that in their soap ads in particular, because I'm a soaper. You don't need all those words. A variety of scents says it just fine. Dull and boring? Boring is adequate. At first glance? At first. So when you've written something, go back and see if you can take out some of the words to make it clearer. Remember, we want it to be invisible writing. The message should get through. The writing, don't confuse people. Don't try and sound highfalutin. Don't sound pompous. Make it simple. Okay. Call to action can be extremely short and sweet. Are you ready to write a check? That will be $425. That's a call to action. Okay? Call me for an appointment. Finish up your information part with a call to action. Whatever feels good to you, whatever makes sense to you, but it's something that gets them moving toward a sale or moving toward what you want them to do. What kind of wrapping paper would you like on that? Are you ready to sign the paperwork? Okay, those are calls to action. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Okay, they've said, I want this, 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 and this. And you've said, okay, and that will be $14.95. That's your call to action. All right. Anybody have any questions? We have a couple minutes. I made it. Oh, I don't have a couple minutes. But if you have a question, this is the time to ask me. Yes?
Would you like to buy some EMU oil?
I would.
There you go.
A call to action.